Dude, everybody who's watching this video is literally the most amazing person who's ever lived. You are just so awesome. You are so attractive. You are so intelligent. You're so athletic. You're so healthy. You're healed of all ailments and any uneasiness in your body. Um, your life is a storybook. Like, your life was made for. It's better than any movie that anyone's ever seen. Like, you wish that they could adapt this to the screen. But all that shit, all fiction is a joke compared to how sensational your life is. You turn on the faucet, you get the best products from all around the world, from Denmark, from Japan, from Korea, from the USA, from Canada, from Mars. You get the best quality water, the best quality tap water. You get the best quality healthcare. You receive and you give the best quality communication through this device called your body, which is simply a learning device. Um, you you are moral. You are righteous when you need to be. You take a stand. You don't let anybody fuck with you because you understand the oneness principle that they are you. So you're only correcting yourself. And if somebody corrects you, it's the same damn principle. And whatever social movements may arise, you understand that's because God, you are God, has a sense of humor. And you know that ancient ways of thinking are the key to understanding your further progress and your current reality. They are not superstition, and they are not leading you down any path you're not supposed to go down. The awareness of any unpleasant memories that you may have as victim or perpetrator, you understand that that was you as God reminding yourself who the fuck you were, that every word you speak is the truth, that everything you project is the truth, right? And this sounds corny and ridiculous to even say, guys, but like, some people need to hear this every single day. I tell myself this every single day because it doesn't matter what's going on materially. It doesn't matter if I get a high here and a low there, because I control it. I decide how I feel. You know, we have, and the fact that what's so amazing is that we all have the best relationships. Like, if you wanted to fuck me, for example, I'm not saying you do or don't, but hey, I'm completely impartial and indifferent to it, because I know that because you have that power in you to take me home and fuck you or wherever you're living right now. I know that. And everybody I know knows that about themselves. And I'm flattered for one, but the fact is, even if you're like a 1 in conventional terms, which you're not, everybody's a 10, everybody's a 10 all the time. Everybody's like a supermodel. I believe this, by the way. I see people with like unorthodox bodies that I think are more attractive than any other model that you see in the highfalutin department stores. I just like, personality wise, sense of humor, the internal really just shines through the flabbiness or the elderliness or whatever. I've had my preferences, but I want to cap that right here, and I just want to say, yeah, you want to take me home and fuck you. You do that right now, and there's nothing I can do about it in your reality. You see? Now, in my reality, hell no. In my reality, it probably ain't happening, but I only say probably because I'm experiencing my own reality. But you're experiencing your own reality. It's the coolest thing in the world to be like, hey, shawty, male or female, whatever. There's some guys out here too, man. And it's just like, hey, you want to do that? It's your reality. There's a reality somewhere where I'm sucking every dick on the block, G. Where I'm eating every puss on the block. You see what I'm saying? But, and vice versa. there are realities where you're not doing that, where you're like on the Thorazine shuffle. You dig what I'm saying? In prison. And at prison also, I want to say that any state that you're afraid of or were once afraid of or once considered to be an undesired state, they're not undesired states for the people who desired them enough to manifest, create them in their own lives. You see what I'm saying? There's a creative force within each of us. Not the body, because the body is another idea of a limit. But a body is just a container. You wouldn't say that a glass of water is a limit on the water, but it's just a container for the spirit. This is why Jesus talks about water and the spirit. So it's not a limit, but it is a container, and it appears to limit the flow of the water / spirit. So in any case, I just wanted to remind you who the fuck you are. Because I remind myself on a daily basis, and you know the whole principle, just give all to all, give and it shall be given you, you know. And some people be like, you have to ask for shit, you gotta grovel for like chump change or whatever, or like the promotion. There's actually two options that Yeshua give you. He said you can either ask or you can give. And, you know, it's whatever one works best for you. So, you know, pawn, motherfuckers. All, you know, scripture wizards out there, fucking pawn. There's some shit that I've done and still do that will never match up with the current scripture. But, you know, I gotta feel good about myself every day. I think the feeling is more important. And I don't mean emotion, but I think the feeling of being who you want to be is way more important than any moral metric for how a righteous person on earth should live. Because there's no possible metric for that. And the thing that really annoys me about old Christian men, young Christians are the best because because they have a reason to fear God. Because God died at 33 years old, usually. Some people say 38. Most historians agree it was 33, right? Once you get over your 30s, once you hit 40, motherfuckers just like, oh, well, you know, can you even call yourself a Christian at that point? You didn't take the beatings, bro. You're at that point, you just know you're a Pharisee. You just know you're a hypocrite. And I was born knowing that about myself to some degree, okay? You always got to have that out of like, hey, I'm a sinner. You always got to be reminded on some level. Not bad enough to where it fucks with you and like your self-concept and whatnot. But if it does, and it does, it's worth the trade-off. However, you know, you got to know on some level that you're a sinner in order to know that you're saved. And the saved part is just, it's all mental, bro. It's all mental. It's all like, oh, I am the guy that I want to be, that I once wanted to be. Because want indicates, sometimes, depending on who you ask, but sometimes it indicates a sense of lack, which isn't real. So whatever you're observing doesn't necessarily have anything to do with what you decided on. And once you understand it's really not that serious to begin with, life is not that serious, you will know what I'm talking about. When I say you are God, your word is truth, John 17:17. Most important verse in the whole damn Bible, I guarantee you, is John 17:17. You don't even have to read the whole book. Just read that one passage, John 17, and it's like, that just clears everything up altogether. So, you know, you guys are having the best day of your life. I know it. You know, you have no addictions. I prefer multiplication myself. I tell my therapist that. But, you have no diseases. You have no poverty. That's all a fucking illusion, guys. So is wealth. And so is fucking the good thing, the good life, la dolce vita, whatever. You're a fucking famous cinephile or whatever. You're like a famous movie star or athlete. And like, dude, you think those people don't know that it's all a dream? If those people know that it's all a dream, then why don't then why don't quote unquote poverty conscious people also know that? And so maybe that's my mission. Maybe that's why I'm trying to make sure, because like, just be conscious of something that you actually prefer, as opposed to something that, you know, it could be right in your face. You could be like, oh, well, this person's yelling at me. Oh, this person beats me every day and fucking chucks a bottle at my head and every single day. Dude, I've had that happen. I've been physically abused, bro. I've been mentally abused in relationships. You know what? I never let it get to me. Not fucking once. I always said, nope. This is who I am. I've had bruises on my fucking face, scratches and shit. I've always been like, hey man, I'm still here, I'm still kicking, I'm still breathing, I'm still alive. No, this is who the fuck I am right now. And I'm not gonna get mad at anybody. I'm not gonna sit with these bullshit emotions of like anger and revenge and all that shit. Fuck all that. That's just not gonna, it's just stupid. Like, I've even entertained that, but it's like, it's just so stupid. It doesn't like mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got to remember who the fuck you are. You're God, right? God can snap a finger and destroy everything. He can, like, it's like a kid playing with his Legos. You think a kid gives a fuck about how the Lego man is feeling? About how the Lego people feel about him taking out their city? It's the same exact principle in the Old Testament when God tells Sammy and God tells fucking Jericho or whoever these fucking prophets were, just burn that fucking city down and take no prisoners. And he's like, okay, and then like later on, he comes back, the prophet comes back to God, and he's like, what? He's like, I burnt down the city, God, but here's a few prisoners. I'm like, no, what the fuck? I told you, nigga, no prisoners. And then he just like takes it, all right, you're done. You're fired. You're fired. Like, he's like Trump, like, you're fired. Dude, this is not serious. This is just how, like, this was, like, meant to illustrate how your mind worked. The Old Testament is how your mind once worked, being a fucking tyrant and a dictator. New Testes is a new man. You see what I'm saying? New man. All right? Like, it's a very simple metaphor for life. And if I'm wrong, so help me God. I hope all these fucking religious nuts get to laugh at me from their stools in heaven. I truly do. We're gonna have a fun time either way, dude. We're gonna have a fun fucking cocksucking time either way, jagoffs. So I hope you enjoyed this little rant, this little spiel. Great sets coming right your way on the Jake Jones email list and the Jake Jones Comedy channel, Jake Jones Substack, Jake Jones Comedy courses, all linked in the description below. Free to work with, free to comment and just hit the bells and all that shit. But enjoy your life, man. Don't waste another fucking second being like, you know, anything that you don't want to be. Just decide who the fuck you are. Stick to it. It doesn't matter what happens around you, because that 3D, it can't validate you anyway. You're the projector, not it. You're the projector. You see what I'm saying? And it's so obvious once you understand that, no, dude, I literally am the $1 million. I am the mansion. I am the fucking car. I am the Jag. I am the fucking rock star. Like, I am the music that I've been listening to since I was a kid, like Rolling Stones and shit. Like, I wrote that fucking shit. The Quran, the fucking Walt Whitman poems. I wrote that shit, man. Fucking Law of Gravity. I designed that. The creative force within me and within you, we designed that shit. It's perfect. And it's like, fuck it. Be manic, bro. Get up there and do your thing. Jake Jones Comedy. All love, all prosperity, and peace.